All right. So, greetings, everyone. May peace and power elevation be to all of you. This your girl Tiffany coming through live in effect right here on the StreamYard, streaming both from Facebook and YouTube. So, if you're watching YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like the channel, and if you want to share it, you're more than welcome to do so. If you are watching from Facebook, make sure you share this video. Okay, so I'm gonna get on a topic, right? And we're going to deal with this article about a young man out of Georgia. Okay. The article states that he stood his ground when an alleged racist white teen tried to run him over in the crowd. And it also mentioned where he was being antagonized while he was with his girlfriend by this white teenager. So I'm going to show you the article. There's the article right there, if you guys can see it. All right. So what I'm going to do is scoot this over a little bit. Okay, there we go. Okay, so what I'm about to do is I'm about to read this article to y'all, all right? And the article said, Black man, it comes from enterprise.com, blackenterprise.com, which is a good website. You know, they have a lot of great information on there regarding to a lot of Black business, things like that. So according to blackenterprise.com, Black man says he was standing his ground when he killed alleged racist white teen. Put that highlight on there. You see the title. All right. So attorney says a Georgia man was standing his ground when he fatally shot a 17-year-old girl who was part of a crowd of people trying to run him off the road. And it also says here, William Marcus Wilson, a 21-year-old Black man from Sharpsburg, Georgia, has been charged with felony murder. I'm so sick and tired of these advertisements. Okay. Has been charged with felony murder and aggravated assault in the shooting death of Haley Hutchison, a white teen from Belleville. He was arrested after fatally shooting at a truckload of belligerent racists, quotation mark, who were attempting to steer him off the road. Wilson's attorneys say he should be held the same legal standard as white defendants who utilize the state's controversial stand your ground laws, his defense attorney says, according to News One. So that's where they got this article from, News One. We'll go into News One in a moment. All right, so let's continue on reading down. With the incident took place on June 14. Hutchison was inside the truck that was pursuing Wilson and his white girlfriend. The occupants in the vehicle were screaming racial slurs at two of them. Wilson, who is legally allowed to carry the weapon he used to defend himself, should never have been charged, according to his attorneys defending him. Now, according to a change.org petition, William Marcus Wilson was out with his girlfriend at night in Sharpsburg, Georgia, when he was and his girlfriend were called racial slurs by a group of other teens. After Wilson and his girlfriend decided to leave, the teens followed, driving behind him and screaming racial slurs while playing music from the movie The Purge. Wow, that's interesting. You're playing music from the movie Purge? Okay. When the other group tried to drive them off the road, William fired off a warning shot, striking Haley Hutchison, one of the people in the truck trying to run William and his girlfriend off the road. And it also goes down. Mark Wilson and the occupant, his girlfriend, were in sheer terror that night. Francis Johnson, a Georgia-based civil rights attorney, said during the press conference, they expressed that to the law enforcement. We think evidence will show that what Mark confronted was a black man's worst nightmare. Johnson had also stated that the Statesboro Police Department mismanaged the case from the very beginning by immediately criminalizing Wilson despite state laws that should afford him his freedom. It is the same law, stand your ground, that delayed the arrest of Ahmaud Arbery's killers for more than 2 months, and also the exact law that George Zimmerman used for his defense in killing Trayvon Martin in 2012. Okay, so let's go further down. All right. Okay. Oh my goodness, that's the wrong one. Wrong one. I don't know why I got into the opportunity zone. I ain't asked about no damn opportunity zone. Okay. So that's it. All right. Now let's go over here to News One. All right. So here it is. News One. This is where the article came from. And News One talks about black driver charged with murdering one of the racists attacking him stood his ground, lawyer says. So that's the young man. All right, they got arrested for killing that white teenage girl. Let's see what they're talking about. All right, so let's go down here real quick. Excuse me for a moment. All right, sorry about that. All right, so it says, when asked how he could be sure the incident was racially motivated, Johnson scoffed at that choice of language and said the people inside the car chasing Wilson were yelling phrases like nigger, your lives don't matter, and called his girlfriend a nigger lover. Okay. And it also goes down and says he declined to comment when how many times Wilson shot his gun. Johnson said the Statesboro Police Department mismanaged the case from the start by immediately criminalizing Wilson despite the state law that should afford him his freedom. All right, we already read that part. Okay. We already read that. Hold on, I'm trying to see something. Let me see something. Okay. So it was overlaps. My bad. Let me get back. Oh my goodness. Okay. If y'all can see that, let me try to bring this a little closer. Okay. All right, here it goes. There it go. All right. All right, so that's the Facebook from Statesboro Police Department. Let me go ahead and read this. All right, it says Mark Wilson and his girlfriend were not believed. Instead, they were treated like criminals. They were criminalized from the very moment this case began. They've been malaligned with misleading statements from the community to suggest they were members of Antifa. As of Monday, the people inside the truck chasing Wilson have been arrested, and Johnson said the truck involved was never impounded, let alone inspected. He said the people in the truck are known in Clayston, a nearby city. They have a reputation, he added without elaborating. All right, so lawyers said they were reviewing closed circuits security video footage from the nearby businesses that night. However, the portion were able to be recorded. The alleged chase and the shooting took place in area without any surveillance cameras. All right. So here it is. Johnson said the police arrested the wrong person and that Wilson was not to blame for being a victim of racist circumstances, that he legally defended himself from to unfortunate result. The people in the truck should have been charged with felony aggravated assault and charged with the death of the passenger in their vehicle. What's his name? Muwali Davis, one of the other lawyers representing Wilson, agreed that the case shouldn't have been handled the way that it was and that there should be no charges against him. All right, so I'm gonna give my thoughts afterwards. Somebody asked about the GoFundMe earlier. Here it is. It says other lawyers on Wilson legal team include trials attorney Martha Hall, Gary Spencer, and Nefertaria Clark. Johnson started a GoFundMe campaign to help pay for legal fees. As of Monday night, the amount donated had not crossed the halfway point of its goal of $25,000. Okay, the Georgia NAACP state president, who also spoke during the press conference, said there is a lack of due process for Black people in America, and cited what he said were inaccurate reports about Wilson that criminalized him from the start. And it says he was the one who was literally defending his and his girlfriend's lives. James Major Woodall said, Black people's lives are not as important in value under the law. All right, so these are his parents. Okay, so apparently that's his parents. Okay, so that's it. And this came from News One article. All right. Now let me share my thought. You know what? I believe that this young man had the right to protect himself and the person that he was with. And I do believe in a city like what's the name of that goddamn city again? What is the name of that motherfucking city? In a city like was it Spragueburg, Georgia? I ain't never heard of that city. That's somewhere, that probably somewhere out there in the country somewhere. I ain't never heard of it, but in a city like that or in a town like that, yeah, it sounds like you can expect for racism to happen. It's no surprise. You know what? People try to argue that, he was wrong for killing that white girl or shooting at the truck. Well, what about the argument that these same old crackers, yes, and I'm going to use the term crackers, these same little crackers decide that they want to try to run somebody over, all because they see a white chick with a black dude, or you know what I'm saying, with somebody that's of African descent. So you want to get in the truck and you want to holler out all kind of racial terminology, right? Saying all type of racial slur, and then you play music from The Purge, and you thought that you weren't supposed to get dealt with. You thought that people were just gonna sit back and let you say what you want. Now, we're not going to argue about his girlfriend. Okay, forget about the fact that his girlfriend is white. Let's look at the situation that he, as a black person or person of African descent, being antagonized and picked on by a group of bunch of hunkies, crackers, who don't give a flying fuck, who was trying to run him over, trying to get him off the road. Let's look at that. Let's look at that. He was a victim of racism. And at that point, you know what? You got what you deserve. Yes, she might have been a teenager, but they got what they deserve. It ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. It ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. You know, you can't just think that you're going to get away with doing fuck shit and that it ain't going to come back to you. Everybody is not going to tolerate racism. Everybody is not going to tolerate racism. Everybody's not going to stand for the level of disrespect. Now, everybody say that America is supposed to be a free country. Okay, if it's supposed to be a free country, then why people still have to look over their shoulders every time, worried about if they're going to get attacked by a bunch of racist ass people? That's what I would like to know. But America is a free country. But you still got a group of people who are still marginalized. See, and don't think just because a person is biracial, they won't get targeted. Because you already see it right here in this article. You already see it in this article. They were some bunch of belligerent ass racist kids. And I blame the parents. That's the parents' fault, because you allow your children to go out here and thinking that they are greater than somebody, that they have more privilege because of their skin color, because of some politics. And they think that their children can be untouchable and they can get away with doing a whole lot. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that in the real world. You know, this racism shit is long overdue. As the little logo said, racists make racists catch that fade again. Make racists catch that fade again. Racists are catching hell. These racist ass people are catching hell. Black folks is not going to stand for the bullshit no more. Black people are not standing for the bullshit. They are catching hell. So if you think that you're going to run up on a group or on a random person and think everybody's supposed to bow down and kiss your ass, then you have another thought coming. You have another thought coming. You have another thought coming. Ain't nobody finna bow down and kiss your ass. Ain't nobody finna be putting up with that shit. This is just only the beginning. And I don't want to hear that mess about we not our ancestors. Let me tell you something. For those of you who want to say that we are not our ancestors, our ancestors fought back. Our ancestors fought back. Everybody didn't take an ass whooping. Everybody didn't turn the other cheek. They fought back. You must forget that we come from a lineage of those who have warrior spirit, who were fighters. Our ancestors weren't taking that bullshit. Everybody wasn't gonna put up with it. So if for those of you who think that he was wrong for taking the life of a punk ass teenager who thought it was cute and want to play along with their racist antics, using racial semantics, attacking people, you got another thought coming. There's something wrong with you. You need to evaluate yourself. You're not even looking at the bigger picture. I hope this young man, I really hope this young man gets out of jail and move on with his life. And don't tell me that black folks ain't got the right. Excuse me. Don't tell me black people don't have the right to use stand your ground law. Don't tell me that shit. Because I'm not trying to hear that. Don't try to tell me we ain't got the right to defend ourselves. And don't come to me with that, oh, you got to pray on it. You got to let the Lord do his will. I'm not trying to hear that. Because if the Lord gave you the power to manifest that will, then guess what? He gave you the willpower to make something happen. He gave you the willpower to be able to respond. So for those of you, you might say, oh, this is so sad. You know, we're in the sad times. Yeah, we've been in the sad times. We've been in a sad time. That is so sad. You know, these generation, these young children, these young folks out here, they don't know what to do. They have no guidance. Oh, this is very crucial. It should not be that way. Well, guess what? There's a cause and effect. There are cause and effect. You might say that it shouldn't be that way, but there's cause and effect to everything. You know? So, and for all you Bible thumpers out there, go back and read your scriptures. Go read Ecclesiastes. What does Ecclesiastes say? There's a time and a place for everything. There's nothing new under the sun. Nothing new under the sun. You know what I'm saying? But you just got a generation of people that's more responsive. That's doing more things. They doing things differently. That's why when these people start having these protests, they expect everything to be peaceful. It doesn't work that way. You don't have a peaceful protest. It's not going, you're gonna have some rowdy ass motherfuckers. I'm just being straight up with you. You're gonna have them rowdy, bowdy ass motherfuckers that don't give a fuck. That's just how it is. That's the way shit goes. You know what? Maybe we need to check out the video. That's what we need to do. We need to check out this video. Let's see what the video has to say. Cause let's look this up real quick. You know what? Let's go back and read another article. Here. Yeah, let's look up this article about Black Fresno man fed up with racism when he killed 4 white men gets life in prison. And this was what this article was posted in June the 5th of 2020. Okay. It says a man convicted of killing 4 white men in 2017 in a race-related rampage in Fresno was sentenced Friday to life in prison without the possibility of parole, prosecutor said. Hold on. Let me share the screen with y'all. Okay. All right. Here we go. Here's another article. Black Fresno man fed up with racism when he killed 4 white men gets life in prison. Okay, so out of curiosity, where is this place located? Let's see what they're talking about. Okay, so here, let me play the video. Okay, let's go ahead and play the video. I'm gonna put myself on mute. Hopefully you guys can be able to hear it.
His sentencing was delayed by the COVID-19 pandemic.
CBS 47's Dennis Valera joins us live. Dennis, a lot of drama in the courtroom today.
Definitely, Ken and Catherine. Now, everybody involved in this case, they had their chance to read their statements, not only to the court, but to Muhammad himself. In the end, though, they were denied their opportunity to address the man who killed their loved ones. Still, they are happy to be able to move on.
The father of Carl Williams.
Before any family or friends of Corey Muhammad's victims could speak, Muhammad warned the judge he'd have outbursts if he was addressed by family members. To avoid conflict, Judge Jonathan Conklin removed him from the courtroom, a frustrating move for the families.
He's a coward. He's an evil coward. That's why he didn't want to hear what we had to say.
But still, they shared their grief, their regrets.
Every time I close my eyes, I could see my son and wish that I could have been there to save him.
And talked about the unspeakable scars the quadruple murders left behind.
He said, "Mommy, I want to be dead like Daddy." He then described to me he wanted to die so he could be in heaven with Daddy, a 4-year-old.
Muhammad took his seat again after family members spoke. He made a statement offering condolences before launching into a familiar refrain about reparations, this time bringing politicians into the mix.
So let black people go with our own land and reparations. Donald Trump, Joe Biden, Nancy Pelosi, Mitch McConnell.
It didn't sit well for everyone in the courtroom. Muhammad's outburst continued until the judge put a stop to it,
The crime constitutes a hate crime. Let black people go with land and reparations.
telling Muhammad he'll never spend another day outside prison walls and that if change was his motive, he failed.
The only change you have caused is the loss of 4 lives. We're adjourned.
For the families of Carl Williams, Zachary Randalls, and Mark Gassett, this was enough.
I'm glad that it's over so we can just go on, put it behind us and go on.
Now, no one came to speak on behalf of Muhammad's 4th victim, David Jackson. Muhammad had 60 days to appeal his sentence. Live in downtown Fresno, Dennis Valera, CBS 47 Eyewitness News.
Okay. Shoot, what the hell just happened? Hold on. Okay. So, y'all saw that. And y'all saw that. Y'all saw that. Evidently, we looking at a man who dealt with the racism. And let's read what this man said in this article. Let's go back to the article. Let's read what he said in the article. I gotta get ready. Now here it is. His name is Corey Ali Muhammad. Sentence come 3 years after he said he was fed up with racism against black people and shot several people, killed 4 white men. Now, I'm not saying what he did was obviously it was a random act, but just look at the pressure of racism. Look what it does. It leads to this point that you start having a mental illness and you're not valuing life anymore. And it says Muhammad, a black man who defense said he was mentally ill, was accused of a series of shooting attacks on white men in April of 2017 in Fresno. And it says, in a recorded confession to investigators that was played at his trial, Muhammad said he shot Motel 6 security guard Carl William III and tried to kill another guard on April 13th because he felt he had been disrespected when he went to visit a friend. And then he said something that was very profound. He said, it starts taking its toll on you and you get fed up with racism. Muhammad said, you get tired of letting things slide. Listen, this man explained why. He said, I'm fed up with racism. It's taking a toll on me mentally, psychologically, emotionally, and I'm not going to continue to let it slide anymore. I'm fed up. So the man is letting you know that he's tired of being marginalized. He's tired of being targeted. He's tired of dealing with the nonsense. I'm going to read that statement one more time. It starts taking its toll on you and you get fed up with racism. You get tired of letting things slide. It takes a toll on you. You get fed up with racism and you get tired of letting things slide. It takes a toll on you. You get fed up and you tired of letting things slide. That's very profound right there. That's a very profound statement. Now, they are saying that the man was mentally ill, but that statement alone is very profound. And that's how many Black people feel. If you want to be honest, they feel exactly the same way that this brother feels. And that's how that young man who shot and killed them damn crackers out there in Georgia. I mean, out in I forgot the name of the city. Out here in Georgia. That's how this young man felt. He said it took a toll on him. He got fed up with racism. And he was not going to let it slide. That's the same exact way that young man felt. So that wasn't the first time that the young man out here in Georgia have ever dealt with being called racial names and being antagonized. That's not the first time. He just didn't respond to it right then and there. But he said, you know what, enough is enough. I'm not going to tolerate that shit. Somebody going to get dealt with. What do you expect? Anyways, I'm getting ready to I'm gonna go ahead and log off this video. And I thank you guys for watching. With that being said, you all have a wonderful day. May peace and power elevation be to all of you. And if you're watching from YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the channel and share it. If you're watching from Facebook, you go ahead and share the video. Until then, y'all have a good one. Peace.